An analytical review of the literature on student engagement in educational gaming by Amy Barrio. This slidecast was prepared in partial fulfillment of Education 6590. Young people today are enamored by the engaging experience afforded by commercial video games. The net generation is digitally literate, prefers to learn by doing, and has been raised in the presence of computers and computer games. They are also willing to dedicate many hours of their free time to gaming. Engagement has been characterized as a kind of mindfulness, intrinsic motivation, cognitive effort, and focused attention, as well as an important prerequisite to learning and academic success. Gaming provides a virtual learning platform that integrates learning into self-directed, immersive gameplay. Harnessing gaming as a medium for engaged student learning is a worthy consideration for educators who struggle firsthand with the increasingly shortened attention span of learners today. However, the integration of digital gameplay into education meets with challenges and considerations. A shift in educational pedagogy may need to occur, as well as a change in the role of the teacher. Aspects of game design might also be considered to ensure that 21st century learning objectives are being met through gaming. As with the introduction of any new teaching medium, obstacles that threaten engagement and performance pose problems to the efficacy of gaming in school. Computers in education offer students the opportunity for enhanced and meaningful thinking and learning. Unfortunately, traditional teaching practices may not be conducive to the integration of computers and technology in education. Investigating technology integration of educational gaming as a way to teach and engage students in constructivist learning is a worthy endeavor, considering the amount of time and interest students dedicate to commercial gaming outside of school. Net generation gamers do not respond well to traditional teacher-centered instruction. Developing appropriate digital gameplay in education is important to facilitating active engagement through environments of discovery, observation, trial and error, and problem solving. Despite these findings, shifting pedagogy by embracing digital gaming in education can be challenging, especially with regard to buy-in from parents and other school faculty. Stakeholders were found to be uncomfortable with the mode of assessment for gameplay since it differed from the traditional drill and practice pen and paper examination process. Another obstacle includes general philosophical opposition to the use of games for learning. Not everyone is comfortable with digital gameplay as a medium for education since it is conventionally an activity of escapism. Engaging students through gameplay also sees a dramatic and potentially daunting shift in the role of the teacher, who is tasked with embracing, training for, and implementing this new student-centered approach to learning. A knowledgeable and skillful teacher can make a significant difference in student engagement and performance. Teachers today struggle with a shifting paradigm that urges them to give up certain long-standing lesson formats and previous best practice. A call for more active, learner-centric education sees the role of teacher evolve from sage on the stage to guide on the side. Engaging the net generation in learning means that educators need to find out about the preferred electronic media of their students and how it motivates them in the classroom. Adopting digital gameplay in the classroom requires teachers to support and encourage students. Teachers may also benefit from an understanding of the language of games. A partnership between educators and game designers may be a good match so that factors of education and factors of engaging gameplay are represented in the educational game. The impact of game design on student engagement in digital gaming is significant. Themes regarding game design found in the literature include interactivity, feedback, flow, risk, and competition. It is important that educational gaming borrows and integrates some methods of design from popular commercial games that will result in engagement for players. This includes sophisticated virtual environments so that educational games may be seen as credible to avid young gamers. From the perspective of 21st century learning, game design must also allow for a constructivist approach to engaging learners. Such elements as also gleaned from the literature include scaffolding, active participation, problem-based learning, collaboration, authenticity, and meeting the needs of diverse learners. The interactive experience allotted by virtual worlds, including the aesthetic design and movement control of personal avatars, can be capitalized on for learning. Interactive features that stir initial learner engagement include the ability to navigate space, interact with other players, objects, and places, and to manipulate the course of events. Despite these options, some students were distracted by the freedom and interactivity available in the game, and they lost focus on the learning task at hand. Therefore, achieving the correct balance of interactivity in educational game design is important to ensure that students are engaging in play and not overwhelmed by the experience. Gaming can provide a forum for risk-taking where students are uninhibited by fears of failure and negative consequence. This may also allow students who are traditionally passive in the classroom to fully engage, participate, and make decisions in their own learning. The choices and risks that students take in a game may also allow them to control aspects of the narrative, again contributing to their level of involvement and engagement in the game. Interactivity, coupled with the effective storytelling in a game, is important to engaging students in learning. Game designers may benefit from the use of storytelling techniques and create scenes and worlds that are credible, controllable, and allow the player choice. When students were granted the opportunity to apply the learning by relating the scenario to their personal lives, they were more engaged. Narrative is most engaging when players have the ability to advance and help construct the story of the game. Despite a strong backing for the impact of the narrative on engagement in gaming, there are some opponents to storytelling in games. Since narrative is a historically linear structure, there are limits on how it can be constructed and influenced by players in the non-linear realm of the game. Educational game designers who consider these concessions may better ensure engagement in the gaming narrative. Elements of competition in game design may help affect educational engagement. Competition prompts students to learn and excel. Students desire to compete as it is innate to human nature, and education already indirectly endorses competition with its grading systems and assessments. Despite this, some experts claim competition can leave learners with a skewed self-worth and unreal competency beliefs. Students may become more fixed on scores than actual learning in the game, creating anxiety and stress. A game designer attempting to engage players may consider all of these findings when implementing competition into educational games. Students today prefer to learn by doing. Learners in the 21st century are internally motivated, unconstrained by time, place, or structure, and they rely on technology to help facilitate learning. When it comes to engaged learning, digital games, as a preferred medium for students, offers them the ability to control characters, environment, and challenges. Themes related to 21st century constructivist learning include scaffolding, socialization, and collaboration. Gameplay for learning is optimal when a task is positioned slightly above a learner's existing skill, and students should only be challenged with more complex material after they have experienced an initial engagement in the game. Gaming that assesses and adjusts to a student's specific skill can help them more thoroughly engage. Another purpose of scaffolding is to adequately support players in solving the problems set forth by the game. Such comprehensive support may help facilitate a healthy comfort level for students and affect successive engagement and learning. Games can be highly social. Commercial gaming has created an intricate online community of collaboration that involves teaming, competition, discussion boards, and sharing. Many educational games are now designed so that certain elements cannot be conquered by individuals alone. Collaboration between players provides opportunity for peer-to-peer teaching and the formation of learning communities. Engaging in the 21st century learning activities is integral for today's students who need to develop skills for the modern workforce. When students are actively engaged in games, they are learning. In addition to this, gaming teaches skills that employers want in the 21st century, including critical thinking, collaboration, multitasking, and problem solving under duress. Education is changing. Constructive epistemology in education consists of engaging learning environments that support the construction of knowledge through experience with authentic tasks. Constructivist theory, put into practice through problem-based learning opportunities, reported higher levels of engagement for students. PBL design encourages students to develop their own approaches to investigating and answering a driving question. Engaging all students in constructivist learning can be a difficult task. In some of the most challenging cases, educational gaming has been used to effectively engage the attentions of adolescents who require intense behavior therapy. It was found that gaming was able to engage students who did not usually experience success in class. Overall, students may experience more engagement in educational games that employ constructivist activities. Despite the many ways in which educational gaming was found to encompass elements of 21st century learning, there are challenges associated with the implementation and subsequent learning engagement. Foreign students may not be comfortable with the self-direction atmosphere of gaming and are unfamiliar with the designer's Western cultural assumptions, language, and sense of humor within games. Another challenge of educational gaming is the fact that games do not engage and excite everyone. Games have the capability to disengage and demotivate some learners, especially those who take a more strategic approach to learning. Gender may also play a role in gaming engagement, since boys have more positive attitudes towards digital media than girls. The needs of learners today have changed. Digital media like gaming has impacted the way the next generation receives information and learns from it. Overall, the findings suggest that educational gaming merits attention as a potentially powerful mechanism for reaching and teaching children in the 21st century. These children will also require unique skills for an ever-evolving job market. The technology of computers and virtual gaming are understood and highly engaging for today's active learners. It only seems fitting to explore in more detail the possibilities of their use in education.